Good morning, everybody. I'm Teacher Stuart at Axio, and today I'm here to talk to you about Unit 6 in Book 4A. In this unit, we're talking about expressions of quantity. Now, what are they? Expressions of quantity are words and little phrases that we add to talk about amounts of certain things. Okay, they're not that complicated. However, you do have to think about your nouns. Now, when we talk about a noun, we're talking about a person, a place, a thing, an idea, or an animal. Okay? And these nouns can be countable. That is to say, you can pluralize them, make them plural, add an S, or you can put numbers in front of them, or you can put the articles a or an in front of them, which signifies one in number. Okay? Also, the nouns can be uncountable, and that is to say you cannot pluralize them, you cannot put a or an in front of them, and you cannot put numbers in front of them. Now, when we're talking about expressions of quantity, we have to think about those two different types of noun. Are they countable or uncountable? Okay? So, some expressions of quantity we have are few, little, plenty of, and hardly any. Now, which do we use? Okay. We also have a few and a little as well. Now, what's the difference between few and a few, and little and a little? Okay. When we are adding that article a, we're technically talking about a small positive amount of something. Okay, that is to say something exists. All right. So, I have few friends. Oh dear, I'm very sad. I've got few friends. Oh dear, not good. As opposed to saying, I have a few friends. Oh great, I've got loads of friends. That's fantastic. I got more than I thought I had. Okay, so that a few gives us a positive idea, an upbeat idea. Okay? Few, negative, sad, maybe a little bit low. Okay? But little is used with non-count nouns. So let us compare few and little, or a few and a little. Okay? Let's start off with a few. There are a few empty chairs in the classroom. Okay? That is to say, we have some chairs in the classroom that are not being used. Okay? Remember, chairs has the S on it, that is our noun, therefore it is a countable noun. Okay? Remember, a few can be used and few can be used with countable nouns. Okay? Little, on the other hand, and a little is used with non-countable nouns. Okay? There is little furniture in the classroom. That could mean to say that the furniture is small in stature, in size. There is a little furniture in the classroom. That is to say, there's a small amount of furniture in the classroom. Okay? All right? On the other hand, we've got plenty of. Now, plenty of means that we have more than sufficient, more than is required. Yes? Okay, so there are plenty of empty chairs in the classroom. You can pick any one you like. Okay? Because there are more than enough chairs required for the number of students in the class. Very easy. Okay? However, we've got hardly any on the other hand. There are hardly any chairs in the classroom. That means we've got an insufficient amount or not enough chairs for the number of students in the class. Okay? So be careful with your expressions of quantity when choosing them. Remember, think about your nouns. Is my noun countable? Can it be pluralized? Can I add an S or ES to the ending? Can I use a or an in front of it? And can I put a number in front of it? If that's a yes, you've got a countable noun and you use the relevant expression of quantity for countable nouns. A few, okay, and plenty of, lots of, tons of. All of these you can use with countable nouns. Remember, the non-countable nouns are those that cannot have a or an in front of them. You cannot put a number in front of a non-countable noun, and you cannot pluralize a non-countable noun. That is to say, you cannot add an S or ES to make a plural form, because they don't have a plural form. Okay? And in that case, we can use little, a little, or very little. Now, very is used in this example. I have very little time left in the video. Time there is an uncountable noun. Okay? And I'm using very to emphasize, to say that I have very little time, extremely small amount of time left in the video. Okay? So think about your nouns when doing expressions of quantity. Make the correct choice. And I will see you in the next lesson. Take care.